Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of our Monster of the Week audiocast, The Trenchcoats and the Weeb. In the first episode, our hunters were called in on two mysterious deaths that happened a week apart. They spoke with the coroner, Dr. Debbie Lotson, and found that the corpses had been tightly bound and their insides had been melted and drained. Our hunters are now traveling to the crime scene to further investigate to see if they can determine what the monster is and where it could be hiding. You guys get back in the car to make your way to the crime scene. And as you do, Dr. Quark, it's pretty humid out right now. You're getting a little verklempt, a little sweaty. Sitting in the back of the car is not giving you great airflow. I mean, it's giving you a lot of airflow, but not good airflow.
Right.
So you're feeling a little warm and just a hair short of breath on this ride. But you guys go through downtown. There it is, and then there it's gone. And you make your way into sort of more of the boonies. There's a little neighborhoods out to the south side of town. And you pull up to the crime scene. There is one police car outside, two cops that are speaking in the front yard, one of which you recognize as Chief Tack Hailstorm. And he is a portly white gentleman with a mustache. I would not say it's grand or petite, but it is there. He's wearing a white cowboy hat, and he sort of has his arms crossed. He's speaking to his deputy, Alan, whom you guys have met before. Alan doesn't seem to be aware of anything at all in the world, but does he take up space. Tack sort of sees you guys pull up, and he just, oh, God, Christ help me, makes his way towards you guys, and he says, no, it's not like that. This is a crime scene. You can't be here.
Bad news, Chief. It might be like that.
They cower in fear when the Senpai mobile rolls up.
Clearly.
Backfiring around the corner.
Is your car just a standard, like, obviously the back door is missing, but like, is it just like the regular color, or have you done the true like Weeb thing? Have you like painted like stuff on the sides of your car, like on the hood? Or...
Yeah, you know, whenever you'll see like a van that has like somebody that's listening to Rush, and then they have like the wizard painted on the side, right? Yeah. On the side of this one, it's just like Nausicaa from Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind on the side.
Nice.
And like the one door that is in the back is like a different color than the rest of the car. So it's like this mural that you painted on there with like the car door just like completely replaced.
Yeah, and on the other side it would have been another aspect of the mural, but that door is long gone somewhere.
So you just see Goku's fist on
the
front one in his orange robes from Dragon Ball Z.
That's my favorite new anime.
Yeah, it just came out.
Great.
I mean, it came out 4 years ago, so.
What's a Goku?
Is Jeremiah a tape trader?
Oh,
like
yeah,
an anime
100%.
tape trader?
100%. Yeah.
Has he stolen some from Blockbuster?
I think he thinks that he's spreading some culture out to the world to take popular movies, and like 1 out of every 10 videos he just replaces with something he got at a swap. So there's someone definitely pissed that was trying to watch Footloose, and I was Evangelion out around this time, I want to say.
Evangelion was like coming out around this time.
Yeah, so
Evangelion was 92.
There's definitely copies of Footloose in Brownsville that are just Evangelion episodes. Yeah.
95.
Oh, 95. We gotta correct the timeline.
Yu Yu Hakusho?
There you go.
Yeah, or Astro Boy, whatever.
Definitely Astro Boy.
We'll go with Astro Boy. Yeah.
Safe bet.
Okay. Anyways,
so we roll up on
Chief
the cops.
Pushes the tape over as the outline of and he kind of puts his hands up and is like, no, you need to go
inside.
Look, just because the bodies were all weird doesn't mean that it's anything to do with you fellas. And this is a police crime scene. I can't have you putting your fingerprints all over everything.
You got gloves, right? Yeah. Oh, we got gloves.
Look, just give us 10 minutes in and out. It's like we were never here.
All right. I would like somebody to try to manipulate someone.
I'm bad at that.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
Me too.
We're like the least charming group of people. Like two dudes in a trench coat and an anime nerd.
Yeah.
We're all like brash and like, you know, rub people the wrong way. Not the people you want. No face of the party here.
I can try.
That's a charm
I mean,
roll,
you do
right,
have the
Elder?
highest charm at 0.
That's crazy. Okay.
Yeah, you're the best one here.
I'll give it a shot. That's a 5.
Ooh, okay. So in my games, I will allow 2 people to help out. Normally, 1 person is the max. You get a +1 if you help. You also have your luck.
I was like, this might be a decent one to roll luck on because I don't know how to help you on that.
No, maybe I will use one of my lucks to.
Yeah, the best I could do is brave gesture with the gloves that I haven't taken off from the coroner's office.
We're all just standing there going like.
Yeah.
That's how we're helping. Look, we got gloves.
Yeah, I'll use a luck point on that one.
Okay, what does your luck special do?
Oh, that's right. When you spend luck, your monster side gains power. Your curse may become stronger or another breed disadvantage. So, like, we're just there talking to him about this. Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, look, just let it. And I'm like, just. Okay, look, it's raining out here. We need to get inside. I don't want to be stuck out in this shitty weather. You don't want me to be stuck out in this shitty weather either.
Look, based off of what we've heard, you might be dealing with a pack of hentai here. Have you ever? Are you familiar with the savage hentai?
No.
No. Okay.
No, Josiah, I'm not. Or Jeremiah.
Yeah. Okay. Look, it's rare. It's known to ruin the lives of young men everywhere. Eats them up from the inside, leaves them as shallow husks of people that they once were. You've never heard of the hentai? I'm trying to roll for weird here. I'm trying to creep him out.
Well, if Dr. Cork is using a luck point, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's going to succeed in his role, but I enjoy enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Yeah, by all means, continue to tell us about whatever.
I thought that you flopped it. No. Okay.
No, I'm using a luck point. This is all just you.
Okay. I thought it was like inspiration. All right. No, we're good. Okay.
All right. Yeah. So he kind of just like looks around, looks back at his deputy, and is like, okay, I'll admit that it's a bit weird what happened we're still not sure what happened in the basement, but just don't put anything out of place, don't ruin anything. And I guess if you're looking into it, did find 2 missing person cases from the local university just south of here, and we are assuming they might be them. The only problem with that is they went missing a week ago and 2 weeks ago, but they were both in a bad state of decay. So you got 20 minutes, 30 if I decide to go get coffee.
Why don't you get some donuts while you're out too, and I'll slip him like a $5.
That's enough for coffee and a dozen donuts in 1993, guys.
Yeah.
Alan's gonna be right outside, so don't be blowing anything up, okay?
Totally.
Absolutely not.
Right.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
You guys
Very
walk
good.
past Deputy Sheriff Alan Henna and make your way into this house. The house hasn't been taped off they've collected all of the specimens they can from this place, but it seems to be that it looks like a very lovely, normal home. There's not a ton of furniture in here. The main room has a couch. There is a boob tube in there, which is the TV for you kids with a big old back on it. And the kitchen seems to be very sparse as far as there's not a lot of decorations here. It seems like what we would now refer to as an Airbnb. Not a lot of soul to this house right now. It's easy enough to find your way into the basement, and as you walk down the stairs, there are lights that have been set up, but it seems that the light fixture at the bottom of the stairs isn't working. As you make your way down, you notice that this is an unfinished basement, just meaning that there is a concrete floor, but the walls are sort of hardened stone that this has been carved out of, basically. It seems to be a little dank in this dungeon down here. It's a little moist, but you can see that there have been sort of chalk outlines where these bodies were, basically in the middle of the floor, almost perfectly perpendicular next to each other. And it seems to be like there's a washer dryer down here, but not much else. What would you guys like to do?
I guess.
Do we see
Investigate a
Webb?
We're just fully on board with spider time now.
Hey,
down
he
here-
had the theory. Like,
Yeah. It's surprisingly clean for being a crime scene. You have not searched the whole house. If there's something you'd like, if you guys want to split up or do whatever you want, do what you want.
I feel like we definitely shouldn't split up. That seems like an invitation for disaster.
Yeah, not with a penis stealing demon out on the loose. No.
Fair. That's fair. Yeah, I guess. I mean, you said it's pretty clean. If I'm looking around, I guess that's what's that? It's investigate a mystery, right? To look around here.
Yeah, you have a couple different options here. You can investigate a mystery, which is just like a search around. You do have magical abilities, one of which,
true.
using magic, allows you to see a different place or time. You
That's
can
true.
do other things in that regard, like searching for a trail of the monster or something like that. I mean, it's really, the world is your oyster when it comes to magic, but...
All right, yeah. Let me observe. Well, let's see. They said they went missing like a week ago and 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Is it I'm choosing a specific like window?
Yeah.
When I say I want to, like, if I say I want to look at.
Yeah, I'm not going to hold you to a date, but yeah.
Okay. So yeah, all right. Then I will do that.
Okay.
I will use magic.
All right, you start to set up this ritual. What does it look like? How do you cast magic?
Yeah. So I mean, I know it's a little bit different than like combat magic, but I'm gonna say, yeah, it's obviously that charm bracelet was gonna work as like a focus, and then it's just a lot of somatic-y gestures in the air, probably Latin, I assume.
Doing a jutsu.
Yeah. I'll get a little bit of a fireball jutsu here, and we'll just, set it up. Things like that, we'll get it going, and, I don't remember all the hand signs, but either way. And then, just muttering audibly in Latin
Okay.
for some sort of revealing another place and time spell.
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll plus weird to see how this goes. If you have anything like forwards or anything like
I
that.
don't think I have. Oh, wait. Hang on. I might, actually. So I have practitioner, and I have +1 to 2 magic effects whenever you choose, but I think those are specific, right?
Yes.
Take +1 to use magic whenever you choose. Yeah, so that's not this one. I went for more offensive and defensive, less
Okay.
thinking about
You
stuff.
also have could have been worse, which I love the naming structures of these moves.
Yeah, well, then hopefully we don't have to use that.
Yeah. Let's see how it goes. Hey,
no,
yo!
Let's go.
Okay. You rolled a 10. If you get a 10 plus the magic works without issue, choose your effect.
Yeah, so I want to see what happened here, like
Okay.
a week ago.
As you begin to cast this incantation, both Jeremiah and Dr. Cork are kind of standing back and, making sure you don't blow up the place. Your spell takes effect and you feel sort of in your chest, your body being pulled forward through the mist of time. And darkness and light flash before you as you move back in time to see sort of a shadow version of this basement. About a week ago, you see sort of next to the wall is slumped what might appear to be a sack, a body-sized sack indeed. But the corpse that you are kind of focusing on, the one that was placed here a week ago, you see a gentleman stumble his way down the stairs. And as he does, he is smiling and laughing. He has a beer in his hand. He seems to be jovial and not really taking in where he is or the dankness of this basement, the weirdness of being taken down here. But as he does, there is a figure that looms behind him. And as your magic takes hold and whisks you through time, you see this man very clearly as he is like looking at this other figure that's moving into the basement. And as he does, the figure's hand sort of brushes his cheek. He kind of laughs and pulls the figure in. And as he does, the figure's hand sort of grips at his back and he releases a yell. And the look on his face shifts. And the being leans in and sort of kisses him on the lips. And as she does, the man's demeanor changes back to being relaxed and laughing. And time sort of flips forward a little bit. And he is laying on the ground this being looming over him, their face in his chest, and he seems to be smiling still. And as he smiles, a white thread-like substance starts to move around him as he is cocooned. As you are casting this spell and as you are viewing all of this, back in the room, your eyes are sort of glazed over. Dr. Quark, your bestial form is taking over a little bit. You kind of felt it gonna come up on your throat, and it hasn't really gone away. But as you are in this space, in this dankness, it's just your skin is kind of itching and crawling a little bit. You have that sort of feeling of when you are shifting. So you pull up your sleeve to check to see and make sure that there are no feathers coming about. And as you do, you notice something shift under your arm. It doesn't feel like when your feathers come about. It feels like something is moving under your arm. And you kind of catch it, and you look, and you see that there is what looks to be some sort of worm making its way from your wrist up to your arm. What would you like to do?
Well, that's an amazing question. I'm so glad you asked. I would love to stop that from happening. And the way I would like to do that is by doing something. I'm sorry, I'm like scanning my sheet. Like, what can we do here? What can we do here?
You can just tell me what you want to do and we can work with that.
I think that the first step, I'm gonna look because I know that Ted's character, what's your name?
Victor.
I have Victor's in the middle of doing his magic, so I'm like, okay, he's fucking checked out for the next minute here. So I'm gonna look over to Jeremiah and be like, like gonna hold up my arm and be like, this isn't good. And I would like to try and basically like take my belt and wrap it around to tighten it to prevent it from going up any further, ideally.
Okay. Why don't you do me a favor and act under pressure?
I'll I guess instinctually just kind of like grab it, almost like grab his arm reflexively, just like, oh God, almost like out of get it away from me.
Yeah.
And in that moment, I accidentally use cast out evil.
Okay. Just give 1 second on that. What is your act under pressure roll?
That's a 2.
A 2. Okay. Dr. Cork, there is something in your arm. You have to get it out. You look around. There is a box cutter to your right. You have to get this out. You take the box cutter and you cut into your arm to try and grab this worm out. Jeremiah, you grab his arm, and as you're doing so, you like look to see what he is seeing on his arm. You see him cut into his arm and he grabs in, and as he is freaking out about what's going on, you don't see anything. There is nothing squirming in his arm. You have no idea what he's doing. There's a thing in my arm. It's like, I get it out. There's nothing there. You just see him slice open just above his weenus.
Not above the weenus.
And start to dig in his own skin.
Okay. So similar narrative, but I guess in that panic, it's actually going to be some lay on hands.
Yeah.
And it almost just like, oh my God, stop. I'm like trying to get him to like
there's a worm, God, dude, there's a worm.
No, there's not. And I'm going to try with lay on hands.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to roll plus cool, please. All right. On a 7 to 9, you can heal the harm or illness, but you might take it onto yourself. Or you will take it onto yourself, says the thing. What does it look like when you lay on hands? What does your magic sort of look like?
Honestly, I don't even know that he knows necessarily, because I think when it happens, he's not really aware that it's happening, right? Like, he hasn't seen the proof himself, so he's still not really believing in his own power. So I guess whenever he's like, oh my God, almost just like squeamish of the blood as he's like doing this, and there's a slight glow as he like touches him immediately that I guess emanates from this, closing up the wound. And I guess with that, he's taking it on himself.
Yeah, we'll get to that later.
Okay, Yeah.
Dr. Cord, there is still blood, but there's no longer a cut. Like, it doesn't make it go away.
Okay.
But yes, the cut is healed. You feel sort of the sweat stopping. You feel the cool air on you, as if you are coming out of a fever for a moment. And that's when, Victor, you come back to this scene of blood on the doctor's arm, and Jeremiah is holding him like, it's okay, there's no worm, there's no worm.
What are you two doing?
Whatever. He just started cutting into himself with a box cutter over here. Like, I don't know what his deal was. Whatever you did, talking to dead people.
I just like drop the knife that I'm holding. I just kind of shake my head and I'm like, it was the strangest thing. I was positive that it was there. It doesn't seem to be there now, though. Was that a hallucination?
Well, can you describe to me what's in this basement right now again? Give me. I know you said it's like blank, like just barren walls, but like, is there stuff around? There was a box cutter, clearly.
Yeah, there's like a workbench with a couple like tools on it. Not like your workbench, but like.
How about
you know.
like WD-40 maybe?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So I will walk over to the workbench and I will pick up like a rag and some WD-40 and I will spray the box cutter's blood with this oil lubricant and then wipe it off so that there's not your blood at the scene of a crime. And then I'll like clean up the like on the floor to just get rid of any of that, and then just like, you know, spray the rag a bunch and just like throw it in a corner. Actually, you know what? I'll be nice. Is there a metal? No. I'm not taking this with me. I didn't walk in with a rag full of WD-40. Is there a metal bucket, like a paint can?
Yeah.
I'll put it in there so it doesn't spontaneously combust and set the house on fire. I'll put it in a metal bucket. Yeah, probably where all the other, you know, alcohol-stained rags are. I'll just throw it in there.
Mm-hmm.
Put the WD-40 back on, reset the box cutter, put it back on the shelf. We just said we weren't gonna do anything to the crime scene, and now we're cutting each other open in here.
Yeah, and you set up a ritual circle right there to go talk with dead people.
Yeah, but you can't know that happened. There's no proof. They're gonna believe that I did magic in here.
I mean, I'm not saying I hope that we leave blood on the crime scene. I'm just saying, like, you're getting onto us, man.
What did you see?
Yeah, so some guy drunkenly stumbled down here, and then basically some lady put a hand on him, kissed him, he was screaming, and then she was like spinneretting him up with web.
So there is a spider situation.
There's a webbing creature. Spider was my go-to in my brain, but it could be anything that could do that, you know. Right?
Spider adjacent.
Spider adjacent, yeah. There are like worms that can do that. Silkworms.
Don't get me started on worms.
Okay, well, anyway, there are things that can do that. But again, we're talking like, there's no lady-sized spiders that I know of.
So it could be a shapeshifter is what you're saying.
That's true. I mean, you're more close to this than I am.
That's true. It could be a shapeshifter is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean...
Are there any spiders that cause people to see things?
There definitely seems to be some degree of hallucination, perhaps mental control, some kind of...
you experience normally with your affliction?
No.
Okay.
It's mostly just turning into a duck.
Got it. Yeah, I would like to continue. I would check. Well, you know what? There's 2 victims in this, but they also were found here, so I'm assuming whoever was here left. But I would like to investigate the rest of the house. We only have like 15 more minutes.
Yeah.
20 minutes maybe.
Let's give her a once
depending
over.
on the line at the Dunkin', I don't know.
Yeah, with the town of 1,000 people, I'm sure the line's pretty long. I mean, I suppose it's probably like there's a Dunkin' Donuts, there's the Waffle House, and like a McDonald's.
There's also probably like 2 people that work there.
How many cops?
Yeah.
How many cops are here in this town that need donuts? Because then, like, that's all the business for the Dunkin'. If they're all there.
I will remind you guys, there's also, you can investigate here, but you also have ways of, you know somebody who has mythology and books and stuff like that. You can go look at stuff. But as you look around the house, are you guys... I hate to ask, are you guys splitting up or staying together? What's the...
Well, before we leave this room, I would like to investigate a mystery. I would like to use that.
Please do.
And formally give that a shot.
When you guys fight this monster, it's going to be great. Don't worry.
I got a good old +1 here. Here we go. No forwards. Sharp roll.
Hey.
Baby, let's go with the 12.
Yes.
Hey.
All
All right.
right.
I would like to ask you
You
some
get
questions.
2 questions.
That's fine. I don't know if this is too on the nose, but what sort of creature is it?
Okay. Well, I'm going to give this to you for free. This is not one of your questions, okay?
Okay. All right.
From your history and from your general knowledge, from what you guys know, you're not sure if this is a shapeshifter, like a were spider, something like that, or something along those lines. You cannot quite pinpoint what it is as far as like, you can't put a name to it, but you know that it's something that can put people in a trance. It wraps them up in some sort of webbing or tight, thin twine. It eats their insides, and it is intelligent enough that it removed all of whatever it wrapped it in. It cleaned up the crime scene. It put the bodies in a straight line in the basement, so it's covering up its tracks in some way.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, so that was free.
Yeah.
So I got 2 questions, and I can hold a question for. I can hold them.
Yes,
for later,
you can.
right?
Yep.
So I'm going to ask you one now.
Okay.
Where did it go?
Good question. You guys start to look around this basement. Seems pretty clean, like they're cleaning up their tracks. You look upstairs. You see some paperwork that's been left out on the counter, and notice that this was a rental. It was rented out to a Jane Doe, which possibly could be a fake name. The rentee is Pamela Orswa, who is, as you guys know, everyone in town, an older lady. You know, she does what she can. She moved into a condo in Florida a long time ago and has her nephew who lives in the close town manage her property. So you know that as you walk around the house a little bit more, as you move further upstairs, seem to notice quite a few more spider webs. Little ones. And in these spider webs are little spiders. They seem to be hanging out here, living comfortably. They haven't been disturbed in a while. So, and you notice that the lease was signed 3 weeks ago for a month of time. And these spiders seem to be thriving here. Nothing seems to have disturbed their webs. Most people would kind of just move away the webbing. But you do notice that there is a forwarding address on the documents for a building that Dr. Cork, you would know well. The university has a office building that they rent out a few rooms for their local professors who, if they want to do research or something like that, they can go there. You also know that your friend, Dr. Morris, has an office there.
All right. Interesting.
And I will retain my other question for later use.
So just to kind of consolidate our information here, in terms of potential next steps, in terms of leads, we have this forwarding address to the faculty area, and I know a guy there who we can use as an in. That's fine. There was another place, another location, wasn't there?
I think just the house and the forwarding address, right?
Yeah.
There was a location that was like a office that could get rented out.
Yeah.
You also know that you can contact the coroner again see if she's done more in the autopsy.
And also that I'm just now realizing the other location I was thinking of was not something that was said out loud. That was a brain location that I meant to bring up, because you had mentioned that the guy in your vision seemed like he was drunk.
Yes.
Or had been drinking at the very least. It's possible that they were just around
a bar,
but they may have come from the one bar in town, or if not there, then that guy may have been like, they may have gone to the liquor store beforehand to get some beer or something like that. So like one of the two places where alcohol is involved. Maybe even they went from the bar to the liquor store to keep the party going, as one often does.
So I think that that's all great, but I also think we are in a small town, and they're describing, hey, there was a guy who left with a woman and they were drinking, and it's just like, what else is there to do in our small town?
Well, exactly. But I guess really what I'm thinking is, if this guy got picked up at this bar, maybe he was a regular there, and like he hasn't been in a week or two. You know, that is something worth following up on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tack did say that these might be missing persons from the university in Cedar Springs, which
So
is
we do
south
have
from-
that. I
Yeah,
also
so
there's the
probably not a
potential
local.
that the one of them, if they're not from the university, could be the nephew of the woman whose house who manages the property. She
Yeah.
moved to Florida, and then well, if you off the person managing the property, then it's yours.
With,
You know?
That's how it works. It's Highlander rules. Yeah.
with
It's 93. What are they gonna do?
with
A
my
forwarding address. You don't have a phone. Like that's it.
with my like obsessive deep diving into Japanese culture and folklore, would that potentially help to recall some information about what this monster may be?
You think it's a yokai?
Because
It's
I'm
possible, but you would have to look it up. But you know where some books are.
I think we should go to the university, guys.
I think that's our next step, is because like we can look stuff up there. We can talk to your mythologist, Bud, and also we can follow up on this forwarding address thing. Like there's so many good leads there.
Yeah.
So I think that's what we definitely should do next.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
As you guys make your way outside, Jeremiah, your throat's a little dry. Being in that, musky, dusky upstairs with all the spider webs, you just feel a little bit of a tickle as you kind of get back into the fresh air. And as you kind of walk outside, you see Chief Hailstorm is making his way back. He's got a cup of coffee in his hand, and he says, well, seems like you guys found what you were looking for.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go.
We're good.
Yeah, I think we're all right. I don't know. It's clean. Not a lot going on in there.
Yeah, you notice that he is a little bit unfocused as to what you're saying. He seems less perturbed than when you guys had walked up, and he kind of like scratches the back of his neck and he says, Dr. Cork, I know you worked with Dr. Morris at the university and at the community college. Have you heard from him in the past couple weeks?
No, I haven't seen him around. I'm sure, given the time of year, he's probably busy prepping his classes, as am I.
Well, we got word that there was, the university contacted us. They haven't seen him in a couple weeks either. And we just confirmed that the park rangers found, there's really no delicate way to put this, they seem to have found Dr. Morris's body. It had been taken by the elements in the park, and seemed to have been maybe attacked by an animal. I'm not sure. They're doing an investigation, but they did find him. Well, they found the body, and we're just able to identify it recently, but they did find it a couple weeks ago at this point.
It's kind of like look away. I'm like, God damn it, not M-Dog. Fuck.
Is he missing anything?
There wasn't a ton left, from what I understand. They did have a difficult time identifying the body, but it did seem to be a dismemberment of some kind. Body parts all around.
A dismemberment?
Dismemberment, as in his limbs were taken from his body.
Oh, okay.
So if you have any information of when the last time you saw him, once we're finished with this crime scene, we'll be calling you in to.
Yeah, that's fine. I will definitely come in and cooperate. Last time I saw him, I think, was at our faculty poker game, which he owes me $20 still, so I guess that's never happening. God damn it. To get killed by a wild animal, too, that makes no sense. He was notoriously not a wild animal being around kind of guy, you know what I mean?
So you think it's probably foul play?
It would be a crazy coincidence if that happened in such a grotesque manner while all this other stuff is going on.
Yeah, were they bite marks?
The Park Service is handling it, but from what I understand, there were a lot of parts in a lot of different places, so it seemed whatever it is ripped him apart and really just kind of scattered him around.
Right on. Well, thank you for telling me. That's a bummer. That's no good.
He kind of just like awkwardly stands there, that he like shrugs a little bit, puts his hand on your shoulder and says, sorry for your loss.
Yeah, when he puts his hand on my shoulder, I'm like, that's okay.
You don't have to do that.
You don't have to ever touch you. You don't have to ever touch me. Hassan be like, well, shit. Okay. I appreciate your attempt at delicacy with the situation, but we have more pressing issues right now.
Kind of just like makes a noise and then walks away from you guys.
Yeah. We love a dad noise.
Well, go
to the senpai mobile.
yeah.
Don't call it that. I'd go get in the car.
Yeah. You guys get back in the car, travel back down the one road that you always go down to get back into the center of town. There it goes as you go to the north side of town where the offices are. Jeremiah, the sun is so bright today. Just like you have to put on sunglasses and still squint a little bit. It's weird for October, but you know, sometimes when the sun like kind of hits the front of your car, and all of those glitter specks kind of just bounce back up in your eyes. It just seems like a little much today.
I need sunglasses for the sunglasses I've already got put on right now. Yeah. We're aware that he becomes a duck monster thing, right?
I would say probably.
I think so.
Like, you've seen me in my final form.
So, is it... Sorry, I'm having a little trouble focusing. Do you mind if we pull over and one of you guys can drive? You think? Can
Sure.
you got this, Victor?
Yeah, that's fine. I can drive. You feeling okay?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting a migraine or something. You know, whenever you do the thing that you do, do you have teeth in there? Do you have? I mean, I know it's a duck. I mean, I don't want to offend, but is it like serrated cutting in there?
I mean, a little bit, but not. It's not like a razor sharp maw of teeth or anything like that. It's more just like bristles, kind of.
What are you getting at?
So you just kind of it would be like you gnaw on it, I guess, and it kind of brushes. Like if you were eating a steak, does it like grind?
I wouldn't eat a steak.
Oh, what do you eat?
Bread.
I guess that's fair.
Fish sometimes. Nuts. What are you, some kind of asshole?
I mean, I just figured we should know these things about each other if we're going to be working together, and
Right.
certain things may happen.
I'm not going to turn into a duck and like try to eat you.
Eat me, but okay, but me, right? You got really specific there. But anybody,
Or like
right?
anybody, like a human being. Anything made of meat, really, for that matter. It would be so difficult.
All right, so stop beating around the bush. I don't think he killed the other doctor. Is what you think you feel like you're getting?
Whoa! I mean, you know, if you just go and you wanted to like go raid a bread factory, that's all cool. Like I'm cool with that, man. Like we could help, but like I just didn't know how lethal maybe things got, or like maybe how in control.
It's objectively a downgrade.
It is. Oh.
Like truly less formidable in every way.
Like,
Okay.
And if they use a pack, you know, flying V, that's dangerous. I feel like
I can fly, which is cool. That can be considered a boon.
It is very.
But yeah, no, like physicality, like strength wise, no. It's not like, it's not good. It's like if the Hulk went backwards and turned into like a scrawnier version of Bruce Banner, you know? Let me trying to contextualize this in a way you'll understand.
No, yeah. No, I get it. I'm usually not used to like American media, you know, so it's fine.
It's like if Goku went Super Saiyan and got weaker.
You know Dragon Ball Z?
I've retained about a few percentage points of everything you've said to me about it over the years.
Right,
yeah.
right. Sorry, I know I tend to ramble. Oh,
From what I understand, there's lots of yelling.
Yeah. Is that the university right there? Oh my! Look at that.
The car pulls in to the parking lot as the Weeb mobile parks. Everyone feels a little bit more awkward as you walk out of Uh,
it's trauma bonding is what we're doing.
Yeah. You know where Professor or Dr. Morris's office is. It is unlocked. This is a small town. You have to have badge access to get into the building on off hours. You kind of open this door. It is it's like a normal sized office. There are 4 bookshelves of books that I'm sure you guys have perused through before, different monsters, fae, creatures from different dimensions, anything that he could get his hands on in this room. And it seems like it's a little dusty. It looks like things haven't been touched in a while. And the chair's tucked in. Everything's pretty neat. Dr. Morris was a very neat individual. There's some notes and notebooks, typical stuff that he'd be keeping track of. You guys are looking for something specific?
I'm looking for one on, just like I said earlier, Japanese cryptids and yokai.
Yeah, you pull open one of the books and start to look through. There's quite a few. I would like you to investigate a mystery, please, to see how much you find.
Hey,
All
11.
Hot
All
damn. Okay, you get to hold 2. What questions would you like to ask?
I guess what sort of creature is it?
Perfect. You
That's
start
one
flipping
in this
through
scenario.
these. That's good. It's a solid question. You start flipping through these pages. There are a lot of different spirit creatures, forest beings, protectors of different spaces, and you find a page with a large spider on it, with a face of a woman, a beautiful woman. The label on the monster page is the Joragumo, and I will give you a little blurb from this. If you'd like to read it out loud, I'm putting it in text right now, or keep it to yourself.
Guys, I know I say that like everything's an anime and everything, but I think that we're actually, I think we're on this. I think I've actually got this, guys.
Jesus Christ.
Look,
What?
no. I
No.
know. Look, I know. It literally fits everything, though. There's me being excited because this was related to like an episode of like Sailor Moon I just watched, but like I don't know. Check out it's called the Joragumo. It's a spider shapeshifter lady.
Okay.
The Joragumo is the most well-known of the arachnid yokai and found all over the Japanese archipelago, except for the northern island of Hokkaido. Their body size averages between 2 to 3 centimeters long, but they can grow much larger. Some are massive enough to even catch and eat small birds. Renowned for their size, their vividly beautiful colors, and their large and strong webs that they weave, the beautiful Joragumo are also famous for cruel destruction they wreak on young men. Written in the modern kanji, their name means the entangling bride.
That fits like real well.
There's me being excited because I think that it's a way for me to just insert my hobbies and stuff into whatever we're doing at the time. I promise this isn't that this time.
Okay. So now that we know maybe what it is, we need to figure out where it is and fast.
Good news, you have another question.
Yeah.
You could ask, where did it go, or what can hurt it, which might be good in this
What can
context.
hurt it?
You continue to read down the page, and you see a handwritten note from the Dr. Morris that says, "It's more spider than human, but it's smart and will want to survive and continue to hunt and kill at all costs. Don't let it get away. Kill it like you would any spider."
Big.
Do we have a big shoe?
I mean, I wear a size 13, but I don't know if that's big enough.
From this, you can gather that there are a few things that most spiders, there's a lot of things that people use to kind of like keep spiders away, like peppermint, cedarwood, white vinegar, that sort of thing can like keep spiders out of your space. But you also know that fire or like DEET will kill it. Baby spiders.
We got to take a trip to the hardware store.
That or I've got Chi-Chi with me.
No,
The sword.
I hate
Oh my
everything.
God.
Oh
Oh my god. I'm so glad that I invited you guys to do this.
Oh, damn it.
And I just kind of show the blade of the sword.
God.
I hate this. I hate how much in your wheelhouse this is.
Oh, this is absolutely. He is loving this now. He feels like the center of attention and probably really itchy.
Yeah. as you are flipping through this page, flipping through this book you're reading from it, you turn the page, and as you do, you know when there's like a sack of baby spiders, and you hit it, and then spiders just start pouring out of everything. As you turn the page, that happens. Millions of baby spiders start crawling over this book and onto your hands, Jeremiah.
He just instinctually freaks out and drops the book and tries to get him off of his hands, doing whatever he can.
Yeah, go ahead and act under pressure for me. For the other two of you in this room, you see Jeremiah drop this book and start freaking out and starting to push things off of his hand and shake himself off and generally start freaking out.
Yeah, just fuck, an 8, yeah.
An 8, yeah. You start to shake these things off of you. You are getting them off, but as you do, you kind of bump into the desk and things start falling over. You're causing a little bit of chaos in this space and making a bit of a racket.
Well, we can see that this is not real, right? Or at least I can clock this.
You have no idea what he's doing, yeah.
Yeah, to me, I clock this personally. I'm like, okay, this is another hallucination, like what happened to me. I'll say to Victor, I think he's hallucinating like I was. Quick, grab him, and I'll go and open my trench coat on the inside, and there's this pocket, and pull out a little black case. I go to open it up, and I'm looking for a sedative because I have all these different little concoctions and needles that I use to kind of regulate my mutagenic blood. And
while
I'm
he's
looking...
doing this, let me ask you, LB, if I just want to hit him.
Yeah.
while Doctor over here is sorting through his Jekyll and Hyde bullshit. And I just want to clock him one. That's a tough roll?
Yeah, you're gonna roll to kick some ass.
Okay. I mean, I don't
this
feel
will be non-lethal, so it will do 0 harm.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm gonna do. While he's doing that, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, and I'm gonna just reach into my trench coat, and I'm just gonna take out the revolver that I have and spin it around and just pistol whip him in the face. Try to knock him out.
Okay.
It's they do in
true friendship.
Medical school, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not a doctor. So
that is a 7. All right. On a success, you would flick the harm, so you do the 0 damage, but something does happen to you as well. And as you are trying to hold him in place, you feel Jeremiah's nails sort of scrape into your arm as he is flailing and trying to free himself from you. Your gun makes contact with the side of his head, and you sort of knock him for a moment. Jeremiah, you see stars. The world goes black for a moment, and as you kind of swoon and kind of come back, you just feel very lightheaded, your breath is still quickened, but the affliction of seeing all of these spiders everywhere around you is gone.
Ow.
It was getting to your head.
Oh my god.
I to stand up and turn around. I'm like, okay, and I have and then I just I see, and just slowly put it back into the case, close the top, latch it, put it back in the pocket.
Sorry, Doc, it's taking too long.
You guys didn't see that at all. So whatever this thing is Joragumo is messing with our heads. Did anyone see this thing? Or
you were in its habitat. It may have had some kind of wards established, or perhaps we inhaled something while there.
Or someone touched something they shouldn't have.
That's also possible.
Not wearing gloves and touching goop, then rubbing it on your jacket.
As you say that, I just have a realization. Hang on a second. Is there a phone in here?
Yeah.
What time of day is it right now?
Mid-afternoon.
Okay, nice. Which means that in the United Kingdom, it should only be around 4 or 5 p.m. I would like to grab I don't know if this is going to be in a phone book. This might be something my character knows, given that he's part of the academic community and at one time was part of the highbrow academic community. I would love to call Cambridge University.
Okay. All right. I'm not going to go through this whole conversation. I would like you to try to manipulate someone to try and get information Who are you trying to get information about?
I just want to know. Basically, what I am calling for is Dr. Vandris, this new
Uh-huh.
professor who showed up here, who I shook hands with this morning. He's the only person I touched aside from the police chief. Really, one of the only things I touched, aside from the goop, also. Told me that she studied at Cambridge, but we know that this is a Japanese yokai. So I want to ask, basically, like, if they can confirm that she studied there. Is
Okay.
what I'm trying to know, because if they say like, oh yes, that doesn't necessarily wrote her off of my like suspect list, but if
Mhm.
they straight up tell me that like, no, we have no idea who that person is,
Mhm.
then I am immediately like, okay, that's
Yeah.
very sketchy.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make that roll for me.
That's a 9.
That's a 9. On a 7 to 9, they'll do it, but only if you do something for them right now to show them that you mean it.
I don't know what I can do for them.
This is a
Whack. Yeah.
this is a younger intern that seems to have answered the phone. He is eager to do his job properly,
Mhm.
perhaps with some insight into the university that you're studying at or that you are working at, or maybe even some reassurance that he is
Yeah.
doing a great job.
I absolutely will just be like, look, I know what it's like. I've been there. I've done that. You do the whole track. You do your years as a TA. It sucks. Listen. And I'll give him my phone number. Like, you can call me anytime. I'm happy to lend an ear. I know what it's like. It's a kind of a different world over here than it is across the pond, but same general sphere, okay? I'm happy to provide any help you need, advice. Like I said, I've been around the block a few times. But if you could just take care of this for me right now, I cannot stress how urgent this is.
Right, honestly, it's just been every time someone comes to me for information, it's just they're all yelling at me, and there's no thank yous, there's no like, oh, you're doing a great job,
And you can hear papers rustling as he's kind of working
Yeah.
his way through the. He's like,
it's really kind of you to say that, and I really appreciate I know that I don't know you and you don't know me, but it's very nice.
No, well, what's your name?
My name is Eric.
Eric. It's very nice to meet you, Eric. Look, now we do know each other. I didn't introduce myself formally. I'm Dr. Cork. We know each other well now. We're old friends as far as I'm concerned.
Very kind.
I anticipate seeing your name at the head of many a paper in the future.
Honestly, that's kind of what I needed today. Oh, I see. Okay. I don't have a professor under that name. I do have a student that was here. Looks like to be about 30 years ago. They seem to have studied literature, and then it doesn't seem that they graduated. There's a note here about something gone missing. They seem to never have finished their studies.
Very good. Thank you so much for your help. Like I said, give me a call anytime, but I really have to go now.
Of course.
Okay,
Thank
bye.
you.
Just hang up the phone. And yeah, I like to avoid kind of going over everything that we all just talked about. You guys are human beings in the room. I will just explain the situation with this professor that I met this morning, what I was just told. So something's not adding up here. Could be a coincidence, and they're just like faking their way through a community college, like some kind of early 2000s sitcom. But there also might be
can't
something.
imagine what that would be like. That's like
Yeah.
6 years away from now.
A sitcom at a community college where someone's
No.
faking their credentials.
I'm in an early.
The world's gonna end in
2000.
2000.
I was gonna say
Oh,
Yeah.
Y2K, man. Y2K.
that's right. That's
Computers
right.
are gonna screw everything up.
We're on borrowed time here. Yeah, for sure. And even if we hit 2000, we're never making it past 2012. So,
That's true. We all know the Mayan calendar. Obviously, we've studied ancient texts. We know.
Of course.
2012 is the end.
But yeah, no, I will kind of explain all that and be like, I would very much like to follow up with her about that.
Well, we have a forwarding address, and it was at the university.
That's
which is,
true.
like, right where we are.
Yeah, it's in the building that you are currently in.
Yeah, maybe we should go get some supplies at a place that's not in the same building, and then come back. That
Agreed.
seems like a very reasonable thing for us to do.
Do we know of any way? I mean, if clearly she's going to be hungry, do we need to have maybe set up a trap somewhere? How do we, if we're trying to catch a human being doing this, how do we catch a human being and not? If we got investigated for like trapping an
Not it.
Nose goes.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Listen,
For our
You're-
audio listeners, Ted and I just put our fingers on our nose.
you're a young guy. This is your whole wheelhouse. You get to live out your own story as an anime protagonist. You could be the hero that this town needs.
You could be Astro Boy or
Yeah.
whatever.
Goku. I could be Goku.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, totally.
Does Goku die in the show? I've never seen it.
Not yet.
I mean, it's complicated.
And you'll be fine.
This is my destiny.
Right. It's like what do you call it? There's a word you call it for like a story like this, right? And there's something for that. That's this, whatever that is. I don't know. You're always talking about different genres of things. I don't know.
Yeah. It's that thing.
Yeah, you know.
So you know who this thing is?
Maybe. She it also might all just be a coincidence, but I feel like there's been one too many coincidences for this not to be the case. And hey, if it's not her, then maybe we'll have a new member to add to the crew, so it's not just you hanging out with your two dads all the time.
You guys are like only like 5 years older than me. Well, I mean, he is, but you, I don't know. I think that,
You're young at heart.
yeah, I think the duck genetics might be keeping you young, but yeah. Or aging you at an accelerated rate. I'm not sure.
I'm 15.
Yeah, oh. Oh yeah, I forgot. Happy birthday.
That's why I don't have a car, because I can't even have a license yet.
Oh my god.
Yet he graduated, with a PhD.
I'm 15 in duck years.
Oh my god.
All right, well let's get out of here,
Agreed.
if we can, and go get some stuff and then come back.
Yeah, you guys want to try to head to?
Well, one, I want to get out of this space. That's my biggest thing. It's just like
Yeah.
a scene of a potential crime. We're doing a
Mhm.
great job at disrupting crime scenes.
Mhm.
And then I think this is Victor's arcane opinion on this,
Mhm.
that we should probably, like, for all intents and purposes, delouse ourselves, because everybody's been touching things and transferring hallucinogenics to one another.
Mhm.
Maybe like cleaning ourselves before we go into this, so we're like fresh, as it were, going in.
Fair.
Take off clothes that have been around all of these things and come in with fresh stuff. And then, like, obviously magic, but like things that make fire, and maybe bug spray. Maybe bug spray flamethrower. That feels like a thing that could work. Deton a lighter.
I have a flaming katana. Why does it seem like we keep ignoring this? I have fire.
Yeah, we don't like to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Listen, Jeremiah,
She.
you're in something that we call a pipeline right now, okay? And you're beyond the initial phases of it, but it's not too late for you to get out of it, and we just have your best interest at heart.
I'm just saying, I have been right on so many things today. This seems to be all the signs are pointing my direction. And look,
That's why you're the bait.
and that's look, I'm totally expressed. I am a-okay with that. But for me, how about just give me this, please?
Fine. I will say okay. But let me just entertain with me, if you
Mhm.
will, the scenario where this goes down. We give this to you. You have your protagonist moment, your flaming katana showing off against this yokai demon spider lady who already can suck your insides out, can control you mentally, or spin you up in a web, and who knows what other things we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And you want us to just like let you have a standoff and just like hang out?
Oh no, I definitely need support. I definitely
We
need
don't
that.
have flaming katanas.
Right.
We need things. I have magic. He's a duck. I mean, we need supplies.
Yeah.
And don't you always say that in all of these shows that you watch, like, the main character always gets like knocked out of the fight for like most of it and doesn't come back in till the last second?
Yeah, but it's just that there's
And we
usually-
need to survive to that point.
It's just that there's usually like a secret weapon, and that seems so me right now, man.
Sure. But also, how many of the side characters make it through the fights?
You know?
Usually one dies almost immediately.
I mean, you
something's
guys,
got to enrage you to do the thing, right?
you guys are my Yamcha and Krillin.
I don't know what that
Oh.
means.
I don't know what that is.
Don't worry about it. No, we're good.
Cool.
All right, so I'm gonna go home and get my gun.
Okay.
same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Fine.
Yeah. I'm gonna go home and like shower and get fresh clothes, and then go to the hardware store and get things that make fire.
I'm going to go drive by the front of the store, just check on things, make sure the sign's still up and no one's looting, and I'm gonna go home and take a shower.
So why don't we do this? Why don't we go to the hardware store, get the shit we need,
Okay.
then go to my place. We can all shower, get some fresh clothes. I'll pick up my shit, and then we just like see where we're at.
Yeah.
We can
I think
assemble
that
whatever
works.
needs to be assembled. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Great. I think that's a good call. Let's do it.
Thank you so much for listening to part 2 of The Trenchcoats and the Weeb. Part 3, the final chapter, will be up next week. See you then.